The ninth edition of the Ulaanbaatar Dialogue commenced on June 6 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. This annual international conference on Northeast Asian security is co-hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Institute for Strategic Studies under the National Security Council of Mongolia.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Patsitsig Batmuch, inaugurated the conference, underlining the pivotal role of dialogue, collaboration, and mutual comprehension in addressing the region's issues and obstacles.
So these days, whatever happens in one part of the globe has an impact everywhere. Were there to be, for example, problems on the Korean Peninsula, that would have a major impact on Europe, let alone Mongolia, the United States and elsewhere. So we need to look after our world together. Secondly, what we're seeing is the danger of the re-emergence of bloc politics. And some people say a new Cold War. Amongst the big countries in the region, you have Russia, China, North Korea on one side, you have South Korea, Japan, and the United States on the other. That's a dangerous development. And one of the reasons I'm here, one of the reasons I appreciate the work of the Ulaanbaatar Dialogue is it's trying to bring people together rather than separate them. And I certainly think that in terms of the Korean Peninsula, a neutral country, in quotation marks, like Mongolia, is probably going to do more to help us bridge the gap and get people talking than if you want statements coming out of Washington or Pyongyang.
Mongolia has successfully hosted the Ulaanbaatar Dialogue annually since 2014. There was a 2-year gap during the period of the COVID-19 global pandemic. The fact that we are having this conference is a tangible result itself. This conference does not aim to settle disputes or conflicts between the countries in the region. Instead, countries in the conflict should use this opportunity to increase understanding and build mutual trust.
This year's agenda encompasses discussions on various topics, including security challenges and opportunities in the region, multilateral cooperation in Northeast Asia, climate change and security challenges, secure and affordable energy transition, and developing sustainable and resilient value chains for critical energy transition minerals.
Climate change is driven by greenhouse emissions. Some developed countries have adopted strategies of creating special funds and later using those to fight and mitigate climate change and support the affected countries.
I really do see youth engagement in climate initiatives and, of course, other initiatives across the spectrum key in facilitating sustainability. There's many points to this, but the first will be that it's quite simple. Young people and children will be the ones inheriting this world and will be the ones living in that future that we are currently building with the decisions and the actions that we take today. So young people and children being represented in these spaces and their insights being incorporated into a lot of the decisions are a no-brainer, I think. It's a very key element that we need. And some may say that young people should be more focused on capacity building and gaining more experience. But based on my experience on really inviting young people into traditional decision-making spaces and also carving out new spaces, young people come with a wealth of experience and expertise and provide a different perspective that may have been marginalized in the past. So especially in terms of climate change, where we need to consider a more transdisciplinary approach and a more comprehensive approach, again, that fosters collective action, I think these new perspectives must be taken into account and in a way to foster more intergenerational solidarity.
Scheduled from June 6 to 7th of this year, the Ulaanbaatar Dialogue draws over 200 participants, including representatives and scholars from more than 30 countries, 10 international organizations, as well as diplomatic missions in Mongolia and governmental bodies within Mongolia. The Ulaanbaatar Dialogue epitomizes Mongolia's commitment to peaceful, open, and independent foreign policy framework, serving as a recurrent forum to discuss regional security matters in Northeast Asia. It regularly attracts attendees from nations across the region, the Asia-Pacific, North America, and Europe.